Nobody likes putting air in their car tires, and yet it's so important for the proper operation of your car. This little guy might help us out. So I know what you're thinking. Shane, why are you doing a video on an air compressor? You do cool stuff like gadgets and gizmos and emulators and video game stuff. Why are you covering an air compressor? Well, to be honest, I needed one of these. I needed something to fill a slow leak on one of my tires on my car. And I started thinking about myself personally and why I dread so much filling my tires up with air. And I started weighing the importance of it. And I thought, you know what? I bought this little guy and I thought, you know, if I share this, maybe people who are lazy like me, who don't want to do maintenance on their car and don't think don't think tire pressure is important, maybe if I do a quick video showing you how cool this little device is, and a lot of people don't even know they have something like this, then maybe I can help somebody out. And that's what this channel's for, helping you out, helping you make good decisions and giving you the truth about products. This is not a compensated endorsement here. I paid full price for this guy. I think I got a coupon code right on the site. You can get the coupon code too. It's not like there's something special to get it or I was asked for a good review in exchange for that coupon code. So before we talk about the product itself, let me discuss the concept of tire pressure and why you should care. I know, it's like, oh my God, this is the most boring thing ever. It's like I'm in school. All right, so let's talk about tire pressure just real quick. So tire pressure is really important for 3 different reasons. Number 1, wear and tear on your tire. The tire is built and designed to ride with a certain amount of pressure, which means that the underside of the tire or the tread where it hits the road is designed to wear at a specific pace, and they build the tire to specifically ride on that section of the tire. If you overinflate it, or in this case, overinflate or underinflate the tire, then where it rides on the road is not where it was designed to ride. In the case of an overfill, you'll wear out your middle treads faster. In the case of an underinflation, you'll start wearing on the sidewalls. The sidewalls were never meant to actually be on the ground. They were meant to be on the sides. So the lower your tire gets, the closer those sidewalls get, and then the tire starts bending up and it can start causing cracks and wear in the sidewall of your tire. So you're going to wear your tires out considerably faster if you don't keep them well inflated. Second of all, you could have a blowout. I mean, that's great. Now, granted, that's a worst case scenario, of course. But to be sure, if you're exercising that tire in a manner that it's not supposed to be and you do it for a long period of time because you're too lazy to fill your tires up with air, like me, you could start to cause a problem. That could put your family in jeopardy. That could put somebody else's family in jeopardy. So the idea is safety, wear and tear, and the third item, fuel economy, right? The more that tire sits on the road, the lower your fuel economy is going to be. Now, we're not talking about thousands of dollars a year or anything, but listen, in these trying times, every penny counts. So if you keep your tires properly inflated, they will wear evenly, they will wear intentionally, they will not be a safety hazard, hopefully, and finally, you'll save some bucks at the gas pump. So listen, if you need a financial incentive to keep your tires inflated, that's a good reason. Fuel economy, there you go. What's the big deal, Shane? You go and you buy an air pump. You go to a gas station. There's gas stations everywhere. You can fill up your tire anywhere for $1.50 or swipe a credit card, fill up your tires, and you're done. It's easy peasy. What's the problem? You're absolutely right. There shouldn't be a problem. But let's talk about that. And the only reason I can do this is because I just went through this last week. Number 1, I should have just went and got my tire fixed. But again, people are lazy. People don't want to go down, make an appointment, sit all day waiting for your one tire to be fixed. It's absolutely ridiculous. Take the day off of work, whatever. So you saw over here, you probably noticed right here on the side of the camera, I have this air pump. And it's a good air pump. It does a great job. So why did I get this? And why am I complaining about gas stations and their air pumps? Because this is a pain in the butt. I don't have a garage. We converted it. I don't have a garage. My car sits out in a carport. I don't have any power receptacles anywhere near my vehicle. So for me to use this, I've got to go and get a 100-foot extension cord, run it into the house, run it out the door, run this around to all my tires or whichever tire I need. And then I've got to put everything away. I know, boo-hoo, first world problems, I have to plug in a tire pump. But the truth is, accessibility to a solution is half of the battle, right? I know that if I have to fill up my tires with this, I'm not going to do it. So what I'll do is I'll go to a gas station. It's on your way to work, it's on your way to the grocery store. So you stop in and there's already a problem. Number one, it only takes quarters, right? Some of these machines you can swipe a credit card, you're good to go. They'll charge you an extra 50 cents to use your credit card. But for a swipe, $2 and you get 5 minutes of air, you can fill up all your tires probably in 5 minutes. But sometimes they don't take a credit card. And who's got a roll of quarters sitting in your car to go fill up your tires with air? I don't. So you have to find one that takes credit cards. You have to find one that actually provides you with an accurate reading. A lot of these, you put the money in, you hook it up to your car, and you have to guess. Or hopefully you have your own portable pressure gauge that you can check your tires while you're filling it up. Huge pain, right? Again, half of the issue of getting people to fill up their tires. In my neighborhood, not one, not two, but 3 local gas stations that offer an air compressor had the nozzles cut off. I don't know if people are stealing them or what. I went to 3 different gas stations, all 3 of them, and I followed some other poor guy that was looking for air too. We went to all 3 of the same gas stations, and every time we stopped, all 3 of them had the nozzles cut off. So I should have come home and plugged this in, but I didn't. Instead, I ordered this. So you know what? Let's do the visual brochure and then we'll come back and talk more about this guy. And we'll take it outside and hook it up to my car so you can see it in operation. The Tacklife X1 is a rechargeable cordless handheld air compressor for use with car and bike tires, as well as other inflatables like sport balls and air mattresses. At about $50 US, it's a bit cheaper than other competitive products. It comes in a rather plain cardboard box and does come with an instruction manual along with several tips for various applications. An additional fuse is also included should you need it. The unit itself comes in a nice pull-tie storage bag where you can keep the air chuck cable and the other parts should you wish. Looking at the compressor, you can see a pleasant design with a rubberized grip, and the unit weighs under 2 pounds, making it easy to hold and use. On the top of the compressor, you see the air connection point ready to put the air chuck hose or one of the other included tips. On the bottom, you'll find a 12-volt accessories adapter for directly powering from your car, as well as a 2.1 amp micro USB port allowing you to charge it with numerous devices you probably have laying around the house. There's also a standard USB port with power out to provide you with an emergency charge of a device such as your cell phone. The controls are simple and easy. There's a light button for toggling the light on and off, along with a flasher type mode. The power button to power on the device requires you hold it down for a couple of seconds, which is useful for preventing an accidental activation. Once powered on, the bright LCD panel illuminates, which is fantastic if you're having to do this at night or in poor lighting. It features a nice large readout, so even those with vision challenges can see it. The unit button allows you to change between settings. In America, we use PSI or pounds per square inch. However, you can change to BAR, kPa, or kilograms per square centimeter should you be renting a car abroad or you just happen to live there. The plus and minus button allows you to select the desired pressure you would like to inflate to. Holding the buttons down will eventually make the changes move faster, and the unit helpfully remembers the last setting you made, in my case, 44 PSI. The unit is rated up to 80 PSI. The compressor not only inflates but also acts as a digital pressure checker once you connect it to the tire. Once you see the existing pressure, you know how high or low your tire pressure is. Tapping the power button after the pressure is set will power up the compressor. The unit automatically stops when you've reached the desired pressure, ensuring you do not overfill should you decide to play on your phone or make a call while the compressor is doing its work. As mentioned, you do not have to plug this device into power in order to use it. It comes with a 2200 milliamp lithium battery which claims a 12-month standby time with a recommended maintenance period of 3 months between topping it off. If the battery is fully dead, the included accessory adapter will power the unit. The vendor says the battery will take 2 fully empty tires from 0 to 35 PSI on a single charge, and they claim you could take 4 tires from 25 to 35 PSI with a single charge. They do recommend a cool down of 5 minutes after every 10 to 15 minutes of use. Since properly inflated tires prevent undue wear of them and optimize your gas mileage, everybody should be concerned about keeping their tire pressure at the right levels. This device makes this far less of a chore to do, which drastically improves the chances we'll actually do it. A device of this type should be in every traveler's trunk and in every bike owner's closet. Well, the visual brochure probably showed you pretty much every question you might have about this particular device, but I would like to go over a couple of things that maybe weren't in the visual brochure, and then we're going to head out to my car and we're going to see this little guy in operation. So as I mentioned, it comes in a pretty standard box. It does have this nice little strap carry case here. Comes with a manual, warranty card, and it does come with a handful of adapters. One, of course, is the hose with the air chuck. You also have something to fill like an air mattress, like a pool mattress, or maybe even an air mattress that you would fill, or maybe even a inflatable mattress for a guest visiting. You have your adapter to pump up footballs, soccer balls, footballs. You have that weird bicycle pump add-on. I can't remember the name of it, begins with a P. And you have a replacement fuse. I saw many people asking about the fuse in the Amazon review. They were looking at the unit trying to figure out where the fuse went. The fuse is actually inside of here, right? So this is the accessory adapter. The fuse is in here. So for those of you who were watching this video specifically to find out where the fuse is, congratulations, you found it. You can stop watching now. No, please don't stop watching. So also included is this micro USB, which you probably have 1,000 of these laying around, probably better quality than this one, but it is included. And of course, you have this accessory power adapter that plugs in down here. So a couple of things that I wanted to make sure I was absolutely clear about. First off, this will run without this. This is battery powered. So you can turn it on right now and it will run with no power connected. A lot of people are going to ask the question, if the battery's dead, can I plug this directly into my car adapter and have it work right away? Or will this charge the battery and I have to wait for the battery to charge? No. You're stranded on the side of the road, the battery's dead in here, you plug this in, you're good to go, and it works right off the bat. That's an important note. And it will not charge the battery, by the way. That's another thing to note. So on the top here, of course, as we showed, is the connector and, of course, the light, as we also showed. And on the bottom here, we have the adapters that you saw, or the plug. On the bottom here, we have the ports that you saw in the video. And of course, we also have the controls. This is a very, very simple device. The key things that you need to note are you can set the pressure and this will shut off automatically. This one won't do that. That's another nice little handy, convenient feature. So you can literally, you go out, you're filling your tank up with gas. You notice your tire may be a little low. You plug this guy in, you start it going, maybe you sit and play on your phone, you go pay for your gas, whatever, you'll know that this will shut off before overpressurizing your tires. That's really cool. It'll also remember the last setting that you had, and you'll also see this in the video. My last setting was 44 pounds per square inch, which is exactly what I have for my car. This will fill at a rate of about a pound every 35 seconds. So if you've got 10 pounds, what is that, 5 minutes? And this thing can run 10 to 15 minutes before it needs about a 5-minute break to cool down. There's really not much else to say other than seeing it in operation and seeing how well it works. So let's go out to the car right now and we'll hook this guy up and we'll run it for you and you can see for yourself just how well it works. All right, so here we are outside with the Tacklife. This is my car tire, which I know is actually a bit low. And you can see here on my tire, it says to inflate to 44 PSI. So we're gonna go ahead and turn this guy on. And with the sunlight on there, it's really kind of harder to see. It'd actually be easier to see this at night if you can believe it. So right now it says 0, 0. I'm gonna go ahead and attach this thing to my wheel. It's pretty simple. If you've never done this sort of thing, make sure your connection on your Tacklife is tight. Then I'm going to go ahead, attach it, and then clamp that guy down. And if you'll notice, on my pressure, it says that it's 35 PSI, which is obviously not enough. So I'm going to use my settings to change it to 44 PSI and then hit the power button. And it goes. And so we can watch this guy. Now obviously it's going to be pretty loud. We'll do our best here. I'm up to 37. $37.5, so it's going up. Where the hose connects, it can get pretty hot, so you want to keep your hands off. There's a sticker there, I recommend you keep it on. And now it's 38. And what's kind of nice is this light right here, as you can see, it'll show, you can use that to point at your tire to help you get hooked up. Turn that off. All right, and now it's 39. We're moving along, it's working. Now you could set it down and just leave it sitting there. I mean, it's probably not the best idea to leave it running, but it will shut itself off when it reaches the desired pressure. We just hit 40. Let's do this. Let's power it off. We're going to set our pressure to 40. Oops, got to hit the right way though, right? So if I hold it down for a while, it'll go faster, which is kind of nice. So I'm going to set it to 40. That way we can actually see it shut off when it reaches the appropriate pressure. So if you were to have this guy just sitting out here by itself and you go get a drink or use your phone, you can kind of leave it unattended and it'd be okay. And it shuts off. There you go. And so you see it lost about a half a pound in there, which kind of expected. But the digital readout will tell you that. Then we'll disconnect this guy. And we'll connect it up again. So the question is kind of, can you see the readout? Can you get your pressure without actually attaching it? And of course the hose is all whacked out here. So I'm just going to push it against there. Try to do this one-handed. And you can see I don't get a very good reading. You'll need to attach it and clamp it down. You see I lost a little bit of pressure there. And it is digital, you know, so there's an accuracy of probably a pound or so. But as I mentioned before, if all of your tires are set for 44, go ahead and start it up here. If all of your tires are set at 44, and you go ahead and you shut this thing off, and then the next time you come back and power it up, it will remember your settings. So if you had it set for something other than PSI or whatever, it should remember that for you. So we'll plug it back in. Yeah, see, this is starting to leak a little bit here. Oh, it's hot too. Like I said, be careful. Just said not to do it because it's hot. Probably doesn't help the putting the pressure up either. All right, so it says it's 39. So if I tap plus, you'll notice it set it back at 44. So it knows what my last setting was, and it keeps it, which is really, really nice. Well, listen, that's about it. You've seen everything that this little guy has to offer. It's under 50 bucks. It should be in everybody's trunk. Listen, if you don't like this one, find one that you do like. Find one that's the right price, the right quality, the right manufacturer. Have one of these with you. Believe me, I am much more willing to fill my tires and keep them pressurized properly if I have this and not this guy. The last thing I will tell you before we go that I don't think I've covered anywhere else in the video is that this bag, while it's nice to have, you might want to find something else to put everything in, because while it does fit the unit very nicely, and you can kind of stuff the hose in here too, once you get those things in there, there's not a lot of room for this or for this or for these. So you might find a replacement bag, or if you don't plan to take these with you, it does seal up pretty well and you can carry things around like this. So listen, if you have any questions about this, please leave a comment down below. Of course, like this video, share it with a friend, subscribe using that little bell, and you'll get notifications of other great videos coming up. I hope you enjoyed sort of a different look. We'll be back with games, tech, and all that other good stuff on another video coming up soon. I'm Shane R. Monroe, and as always, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it.